New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. Join our prayer broadcast every day at 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Send us your prayer requests or schedule a private prayer session at ntmedia.org/prayer. And now, it's time to pray together.
Hello, folks. Welcome to morning prayer for Thursday, February 12th, 2026. My name is Muro. I'm a prayer practitioner here with the New Thought Ministry of Prayer on the New Thought Media Network. It is a delight and an honor to be able to spend time with you again. Greeley, Colorado is watching. All right. Good to have you here. Good morning and blessings for a beautiful Thursday to you as well. And it is a beautiful Thursday. The reason it's a beautiful Thursday is because we are going to make it that way. We have the opportunity to present to the world the most incredible representation of God. Allah, Gaia, the universe. And that is each and every one of us. Because each and every one of us is a beautiful representation of God here on earth. Hello, Wayne. Good to see you as well. So we have Colorado and we have Canada. And I'm in Oakland, California. And these prayers, the magnificent thing about prayer is that you could be praying for someone who is completely unaware of your prayers, and yet it goes into the greater consciousness. When we pray, we're praying affirmatively. We are knowing, we're affirming the truth of who we are. It's not about begging or beseeching. So anyone who wants prayer, by all means, know that we have several ways you can do that. For example, you can send a prayer request here at ntmedia.org/prayer. Or you can simply put something into the comments. And if I see it before I start praying, then I will take that into my consideration. Otherwise, if I see it afterwards, know that I always check before I leave so that I can indeed hold your intention. All right. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. This is from Everyday Wisdom, a spiritual book of days by Paul Ferrini. He wrote, "Authentic spirituality is not dualistic or one-dimensional. It completely embraces our lives. If you have to deny any aspect of who you are to be spiritual, then you are creating an inauthentic spirituality. True spirituality should be an instrument of revelation, not a tool for denial." I really like this because I think it is too easy for us to think of prayer at times as being what is actually a request or a hope or a dream, when what we are doing is we are taking that truth and we are putting it in front of us clearly. So if we are looking at our lives through this lens of spirituality, it completely changes how we approach things. So I'll invite you to go into prayer and close your eyes, soften your gaze, whichever is comfortable and safe for you to do. And I want you to be fully present to this moment. I want you to recognize that whatever else is going on in the world is still going on. But this moment is also this sacred moment because of the attention that we give to it, because of our ability to recognize the sacredness that exists within it and within ourselves. So I take a deep breath, inhaling, strongly exhaling, allowing myself to recognize that I am one in and of and with the entity that I refer to typically as God, that force in the universe, the thing itself that is the source of all creation. And so I know that as God is indeed all there is, that there can be no duality. There is nothing that is outside of God, nothing that is other. And so that is a foundational truth. And it's an easy sentence to say, but it is a deep, deep feeling and understanding that is important so that it can indeed make a difference in my life. Because I know that if indeed I believe that God is all there is, if indeed I believe that there is but the one, that means I also believe that there is no us and them. There is only we. That recognition, that understanding has profound implications in my life. It means that I don't exclude anyone from the love of God. I don't exclude anyone from my love. It does not mean that I deny whether I prefer or approve of or like or find any justice in what someone does. But it does mean that I still maintain the recognition that within each and every one of us is the same divinity, the same connection to the one, the same gifts of the birthright of being the creation of the one. So I look at life, I look at what is going on around me, I look at what goes on within myself, even within my own body, and I recognize that I can hold two things at the same time. I can hold that, yes, there is an illness at this particular time, or yes, there is anger at this particular time. But I can also hold that there is well-being and wholeness within me, and that there is love and understanding within me. Denying the realities of what is around me is not my being holier, more spiritual, more understanding. That would be like putting on blinders and trying to walk through a minefield. That wouldn't change the fact that the mines are there. But I do recognize the importance of how I approach my life. I recognize that everything in my life can be handled, can be addressed through the lens of my spirituality. So what I hear, what I see, what I speak, what I feel, all of that, when you come right down to it, can and should be affected and understood through the lens of my spirituality, through my beliefs, through my faith. And so I recognize the importance when I am feeling fearful or when I am feeling doubtful, that that's just what it is. It is a feeling. That fear cannot live within my divine self. Doubt cannot live within my divine self. And so I use my spiritual gifts. I use my spiritual practices in order to address whatever it is that's in front of me, whatever it is that I am seeing as troublesome or an obstacle. I use my spiritual ability to use my discernment, to use wisdom, to use that openness to understand, to find what is important for me to find within each circumstance, within each condition. And I recognize also that within me is this courage that comes from the strength of the one. I recognize that for my human self, courage does not mean the absence of fear. So I can even see in just my ordinary, everyday physical life that there is the ability to hold both of these things. That there is indeed the fear, but then there is the courage. And that is how my spirituality works within me. Yes, I can see destruction. Yes, I can see dishonor. Yes, I can see deceit. But I can also recognize the importance of being able to connect to the divine within each of us, to be able to not try to dispel hatred with hatred, but with love, with understanding, with a desire to know and to feel and to understand and to see far more deeply than what is on the surface. And yes, at times it means that I must take action. But I take that action not to dispel something, but to enforce something, to allow something greater. I choose to build rather than to obstruct. I choose to love rather than judge. I choose to understand rather than to reject. And I do this to the best of my ability in each and every moment, in each and every circumstance and condition. And I allow the compassion of the one to recognize that I will at times forget. I will at times take a step in a direction that is not to my advantage, not to the advantage of the world itself. But I allow myself to grow. I allow myself to learn. I allow myself to find more and more that truth that exists within, that truth that guides and lights the way for each and every one of us. And so, knowing that I am this integrated self, knowing that all of us are integrated within the one, I give thanks. I give thanks and I release this word in confidence, in strength, in love. and enjoy. And so it is. True spirituality should be an instrument of revelation, not a tool for denial. All right, folks. I am out of here. Go and be truthful today. Be truthful with the world. Be truthful with yourself. Allow yourself to recognize just how powerful you truly are. Because as you've heard me say before, and you're going to hear me say again, you are loved. And you are loved. I'll see you soon. Namaste.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network. Come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings. On behalf of the New Thought Media Network, thank you for being with us for this special prayer broadcast. We look forward to being with you again soon, 8:15 a.m. or 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then.